welcome to the backyard. Today we had a garden expo and there were lots of plants and a lot of native plants as well. And so I did get a native red bay tree, which is where you get bay leaves from, which I'm really super excited about. And then I got a bunch of herbs. So my husband used recycled materials to put this garden bed together, and I am going to fill it with herbs. People say that herbs are really good for your chickens, and so I'm sure that my girls will appreciate them, but also will use them in cooking and things like that. So I'm going to show you what I'm planting, and then we'll plant them together. Okay, I'm back with all the plants. Today we grabbed some chocolate mint. My youngest picked this out actually, and I have no idea how to grow it, if it'll be good, but here we are. We have chocolate mint plant. It actually tastes really good. It's like a little bit of a sweeter mint. It has these pretty brown stems. And then we got some Cuban oregano, which is big here and apparently grows like a weed here, which is a good thing. And it's got a thicker leaf than traditional like Mediterranean oregano that you would see. It's really, really thick actually. I don't know if it'll zoom in, but I'll do a zoom in later. But it's a really, really thick oregano. This is pretty because it has like a variegated leaf. Typically I've only ever seen this with just the green leaf, so I like this variegated, but it's very strong oregano, and we make like a lot of teas with oregano and stuff like that, so this will be great for the garden. I have an obsession with rosemary. I cook with rosemary almost every single day, so I have this huge plant that is just absolutely thriving. And I think I may move it today into this planter if I can. Joe's not here, so maybe when he gets home he can help me. It's really heavy. And then I got two more little babies. I got garlic chives. They're delicious and they're really good in like a salad or on potatoes or whatever. So they definitely taste more garlicky than oniony, but they're beautiful. And then I also cook with thyme just about every single day. So I love a thyme plant. And so I'm gonna put one out here. I may actually steal half of one of these. Excuse you. Hear them? I may actually steal half of one of these and put it in the kitchen because I do like to cook with it all the time, every day. So that's what I have in terms of herbs for the herb garden right now. And then this tree here, let's see, this is going to be our bay leaf tree, and I'm so excited. We went to California 3 years ago, and it was my first time ever seeing a bay leaf tree. I have always cooked with bay leaves, but I never realized like how they grew. I felt really silly, but I thought maybe it was like a bush or something, or like an herb, you know, but it's not. It's a tree, which I thought was really, really cool. In Florida, we can grow the laurel bay, which is what you typically find like at the grocery store, but the red bay is native to this area and this region of the United States, the southeastern region. So I was able to get a native southeast region of the United States bay leaf tree, and I'm so excited to be able to cook with this. Yay, it's gonna be great. Anyway, so it definitely does still have that bay like smell, but it's a little more citrusy, which I think will be great in like soups and stews and things like that. So I'm really, really excited about that. Okay. Today I also grabbed some ginger and turmeric. The turmeric, it'll be like a year before we can harvest it, but the ginger we should be able to harvest starting this summer, just little pieces of it. But I'm super excited to start having that and growing that on our own as well. So we will be planting that. That I have to grow in a pot, the guy said. So I've never grown ginger or turmeric. And so I'm excited to learn. So we're gonna do this. You ready? All right. So first I always have to plan it out how I want everything to look, what the spacing requirements are, and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna do that first. So my mom is a big gardener. She is a very good gardener. So is my dad, honestly. I try. Doesn't always work out for me. But they always taught me that, like, when you get a new plant, you break up the root ball on the bottom to give it just a little bit of motivation to kind of grow outside of the pot that it was in, and down into the ground where you're placing it. Holy moly. Look at the root ball on here. These roots are nuts. Okay. Just like that, I have an herb garden. We'll see how long it lasts. My indoor herb garden, I planted 5 pots and I still have 3. I kill basil like I get paid to do it. It's ridiculous. I cannot keep basil alive to save my life. And then we had an issue with fungus gnats that ended up killing my thyme and my oregano plants. So I was able to save everything else, the parsley, the sage, and oh my god, what else do I have in there? I have one more, I don't remember. But I have 3 plants in there still. Those are still doing well. But we'll see how long these last. Out here, it's really, really hard to tell because it is Florida and it's hot, and we're coming up into the rainy season, which is good because they'll be watered every day. And because our soil is sandy, everything will drain really nicely. And so we'll see. You know, rosemary and thyme are really Mediterranean type plants. So the chances of them doing okay in our climate, you know, we'll see. Well, hopefully, you know, fingers crossed. The mint, I'm really nervous about because, again, I can't keep basil alive, and mint is a similar type of plant, so it's probably going to be a little challenging for me. And I've never grown Cuban oregano, so we'll see. And then I know that these usually just die out after a while, but I'm really excited to cook with these garlic chives. I think they'll be delicious. I did get some pieces that fell off today, and I'm making a pot roast for dinner tonight, so I will just use these in my pot roast, and I think that'll be great. So now I have herbs, fresh herbs for that. And now I'm going to try and find a spot to plant the bay leaf tree, the ginger, and the turmeric. So Joe made these garden beds a couple months ago, and we had to get a bunch of soil brought in because our whole backyard is sand. So in order to have a garden, we kind of needed soil. So he ended up getting soil, but we had a little extra, so he put the pile here. I'm so glad that he did, because now I'm going to use this for the pots for the ginger and the turmeric. All right, that should do it. We'll see. I'm going to take it back to the pots and see if we can fill them. All right, so I brought the dirt from back there out here because I wanted to plant this in the shade. It's hot. The shade's good. So I'm going to fill these 2 pots. I just had these pots like laying around in my yard randomly. When we bought this house, there was just stuff everywhere. We have dug up so many things in the yard here. I mean, it's like a treasure hunt here. So I'm just gonna fill these 2 pots, and then I'm gonna plant the ginger and the turmeric. Okay, so now I have to remember which is turmeric and which is ginger. This looks like turmeric because it's bright orange. Okay. These smell like ginger, like the soil, the leaves smells like ginger from the store. So I'm going to plant these together in this red pot. Okay. Now I'll plant the turmeric. Okay. So, I think the guy said sun. I don't really remember. I need to pay better attention when people talk to me. I'm probably going to put these in partial sun because it's hot, and I feel like that's probably the best thing to do for like new babies. And then we'll go from there. So now I'm going to move on to planting the bay leaf tree. Okay, so we figured out where we're going to plant this bay leaf tree, and I'm so excited. It took us a little while because we have to figure out the exact right spot to put it so that we can still pull in the truck with the trailer and the boat. So we needed to be able to have enough room to drive through. So if we would have put it closer to the house, he would have, once this grows, because this can get up to 50 feet tall, then it would have been a major issue with driving in. It would have blocked the drive in. And then if I would have lined it up with the chicken coop or the garden beds, then it also will restrict the area that he can drive the truck and trailer in. So we've got to find the perfect spot. I think this is it. So I'm going to dig a hole in the ground and get it in. So our yard is sand, not soil. So digging a hole for plants is like digging a hole at the beach. Every time you dig, the sides fall in on it. The soil up north, or when you have hardier soil, I feel like it holds the digging hole a little bit better, but that's okay. Yay! Okay, so a lot of people are super nervous to start gardening. I get why. There's a lot to know, there's a lot to learn, but the thing is you're never going to learn how to do it unless you do it. It's like one of those things that you can perseverate on and kind of spiral into. Is this gonna work? Is that gonna work? Well, you're not gonna know until you try. So we're trying. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we'll have good results, but we are trying. And I'm so excited to have a pot roast or soup with this bay leaf tree. Yay!
Thanks so much for joining me today as we planted an herb garden and some other native plants to Florida. I look forward to following this journey with you and hopefully having successful results. But I will keep you posted either way, wins or fails. We're just going to keep it real here. So thanks again so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.